this girl, I ended up going to high school with her and stuff like that. We're friends on Facebook, so every now and then she'll post this picture where we was like flag football, because at one point we was on teams too. Long story short, she stiff armed me. I hit the ground. Okay. What up? We back for another week of the Rick Jordy Podcast. I'm one half of your host, Jordy.
And I'm the other half of your host, Rick. Back for another one, another week.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to get a little bit further away from the mic because I be listening and I be popping because I be getting too close.
For real.
Yeah, I get too excited.
Sometimes I don't pop, I don't think, but I do realize sometimes I'll raise my voice and it's very noticeable, especially coming from me.
Yeah, I was like, trying to be conscious of that, but it's hard because sometimes when we just be talking, I get excited, you know. I just be like, oh yeah, and then this, and then I like the, I don't know, I be moving the mic around a little too much anyway. But what up, man? Did you what you do for the Super Bowl? That's what we just gonna jump right into. What you do for the Super Bowl?
Yeah, Super Bowl. The homie Jeff, he invited me to watch party, so went over there, kicked it with some folks, basically all Philly fans. It was 3 KC fans and about 7, 8 Philly people. So that may be a little exaggeration, but it felt like that, put it like that. But yeah, so watched the game, tried to enjoy it. I enjoyed the snacks, the food, the good company. When the game started, all into it, all hype. First touchdown, all right. First Philly touchdown, okay. All right, that's nothing. 4 and out. Second Philly touchdown, okay, that's nothing. Chiefs, I think it was another 4 and out. I was like, oh shit. But kept hope alive. But just ended up watching it over there, being berated by the Philly fans, getting trash talked. But it was all good fun. It was all good fun. So I don't know.
What? Nah, yeah, we watched the game right here at the house, so we just invited family over and just watched at the house, which was nice because, it's, I don't know, I just feel better watching it. I don't like getting out for it because I know it'd be kind of wild, especially like if we would have won, it would have been wild out here. So,
oh yeah, absolutely.
They be tripping, but yeah, man, it was rough. Like it was a rough go, but honestly. And we talked about this. Like I said, I'd rather there be a blowout than be early on, so that way I can just prep myself. Like, all right, this ain't our year. But also too, like it didn't really sting for the Chiefs to lose for me, because I think, like, bro, they've won 3 out of the last 5 or 6 Super Bowls, whatever it's been. Yeah. And so I don't know. I guess it's like for me, it felt like another game. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, oh, this is their 20 game season. Like everybody else plays 17, they play 20, and they just lost their 20th game this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they lost their last game of the season, and like, granted, it was for the championship, but it was like, they'll be back next year. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it as well. I mean, no hard feelings or nothing like that. I wasn't heartbroken, to say the least. It was just like when I kind of saw what was happening, I was like, okay, like you said, it just gives you time. It lets you prepare yourself.
Yeah.
Instead of being into it all the way to the end. Yeah. Some people enjoy a good game. I've heard that complaint about the Super Bowl before as well. Like, it's been a blowout, so it's boring. Yeah. But I think in this case, since it was the Chiefs getting blown out, like there was enough people rallying behind the Chiefs losing, where it's like, yes, just put a pounding on them. So I don't know.
No, and that's the thing. I still had fun. Like, it's weird because even with them getting blown out the whole time, I still felt like the Chiefs was in the game.
Yeah,
I've seen Mahomes and I've seen them do some crazy things, and it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, I gotta see it hit 0-0-0 before I be like, oh, they lost. You know what I mean? Like,
but there's too much chirps of it's rigged, especially when even at the worst part, it's like if Chiefs come back, it's rigged, blah blah blah. So I was just like, let them come back, shit.
Yeah. So, and you know what, man? Like, here's the thing. It was good for them to lose and lose in that fashion because I personally, I got tired. I remember I used to be like that. Like when the Chiefs was bad, and I remember I used to be like, man, the NFL rigged this, boom, boom, boom. Like they just want Tom Brady to win, blah, blah, blah. But I just didn't want to face the fact that the Chiefs was just bad. You know what I mean? So it was easier. It was easier just to say, oh, it's rigged. That's why they losing. But it's like now being on the other side of things and seeing that, you know, the Chiefs are winning, it's like, no, I mean, they just the calls they get, the calls that they were getting in those games, it was just like, all right, it looks like it's being rigged because they're actually good. Like they're benefiting from it because they're actually good and they're able to capitalize. You know what I mean? So like whenever a good team, like even when the Patriots were doing it, like it always seemed like they're getting all the calls, but it's really not that they're getting all the calls. It's that they're capitalizing off of the calls, if that makes sense. Because like when you watch games with the Chiefs and you see other teams get calls, they don't convert. So like I've seen games where the Chiefs will play and they'll call it. I remember they used to call like pass interference. What was one year when they had, I don't know, was it Travarius Ward or somebody, they called pass interference on him like every other play. But when they would get down to the goal line, the teams never scored. So it always felt, or the Chiefs would get an interception, or there'll be a fumble, or something would happen. And so then it's like, oh, they ain't getting no calls. Like, no, they got calls. They just threw interception, like, or they turned the ball over. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or like even with the Broncos game, like the field goal got blocked. You know what I mean? So it's like you can't complain about not getting calls if the team is just not capitalizing. The Chiefs, if they get a pass interference, then they end up getting a touchdown, and then it's like, oh, it's rigged. But but
that's a good point. I ain't heard. Yeah.
But that's just what it's been like. And then like I said, with Tom Brady with the Patriots, it was the same thing. Like if you give him a pass interference call and it puts him at the goal line, I mean, it's gonna be a touchdown. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like he's not turning the ball over. So, but I think it was good because I think now we can put to bed like all this. Oh, the Chiefs get the calls. It's rigged for the Chiefs to win. And if you watch the game, you see that they obviously didn't get any of the calls. Like they got everything called against them, but that's not why they lost. They lost because they just played bad. I mean, if your quarterback keeps getting sacked and he's, he throws a pick six, which I still think Mahomes he's the GOAT. I don't care. He had a bad game, bro. I've had too many bad days at work. And I still don't even feel like he had a bad game. I still don't feel like he had a bad game. That's the thing. Because I don't know. If you got a bunch of 300-pound linemen in your face as soon as you snap the ball, I don't know. I'd have a hard time throwing the ball.
Tough?
I think. But they didn't run the ball at all. I mean, I don't know. They just didn't play well. They didn't do what they normally did during the season. So it didn't have anything to do with the calls. I mean, the calls that they got, they didn't do anything with them. You know what I mean? So, and like we said, what we just talked about, Philly in reverse, when they got the calls, they turned it into points. So
yeah, they did.
I mean, so
show did.
Moral of the story is quit crying about the calls and it being rigged, bro. Your team has to capitalize. That's all it is.
I got sent a meme about the refs. Like it was saying they didn't at halftime. They were short on their money to get paid off. That's why the Chiefs didn't get to come back and win. So it was actually it was funny.
Yeah. Somebody from out here posted on Facebook when the Chiefs were losing, when the game wasn't quite over, still fourth quarter, and they posted, they was like, man, I ain't never wanted to air something out so bad right now. I'm like, see, this is exactly why you can't have a bunch of Kansas City folks down there at that game right now.
Yeah,
I feel like somebody would have been silly and tried to do some stuff at that night. They were like, all right, let somebody say something wrong about the Chiefs and they'll start it. Because they do the stuff here. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Every year the Chiefs won here, something happened.
That's yep.
So it's like imagine them losing and somebody say something to them. Like,
so did you watch the game all the way through then? Like
yeah. All the way to the interviews. All the way to the interviews, even though I didn't want to. I watched all the way to the interviews. Nice. But I mean, it was still, like I said, it was still fun for me, man. Like I have been looking forward to it, and I think just like I said, them winning so much. All right, this is where I was at with it. Even if they had three-peated, because I just wanted to see them three-peat. Even if they had three-peated next year, it was win or lose. But even next year, it wasn't going to matter because it was like now I kind of want to see Lamar win because I don't like how the media talks about Lamar. Okay. You know what I mean? So I just don't want to see him win at the expense of Mahomes, but that's what it's going to have to be. But
I wouldn't be mad if,
you know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm not like, I just want to see Lamar win now. Like, Chiefs have won 3 Super Bowls. I didn't think they would win one in my lifetime. So
yeah,
I'm good. At this point, I'm good. I don't care. The next generation got to worry about that stuff.
I was thinking about that, bro. I was thinking about that because my homeboy Alex, he was always talking about how same with you, how the Chiefs just suck. When y'all growing up, they just suck. And then pause. And then and I was just like thinking, I was like, okay, so now he's like we've come into our own grown men. You know, he's seen them win a couple Super Bowls. Now, what if they go back to just being trash again? Like, I mean, at least you got to live through a time where you got 3 of them in 5 years,
bro.
look back on.
It's been fun, but here's the thing, though. Like, the other part of it is stressful. Like, and it's not even supposed to. It shouldn't even be stressful. I don't get paid. I don't make money or lose money based on them winning or losing. It absolutely does nothing for my life. Like,
yeah,
either direction. But for whatever reason, I get stressed out about them winning and losing. And like, I'm over that. Like, when they were bad, it didn't matter. It was just like, they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose. And if they won, it was like, oh, cool.
It's like, all right, that's a little, it's a little extra.
Yeah. So now with them always winning, it's like, man, they gotta always win because So I'm just like, they've won enough for me. I'm okay. Because realistically, what they're doing right now, as far as, I mean, Mahomes going 7 straight AFC championships, playing in 5 Super Bowls, winning 3 of them, that's not even realistic. That's like if you're playing Madden on rookie mode or like all pro or something, you do that on Madden on a video game, but you're not supposed to do that in real life, So,
but yet here we are.
Exactly, here we are. So
and it's Mahomes, so it's cool to it's a fresh look at a quarterback and his play style and all that. So he got the whole package. That's what's dope about it. It's like he truly came in and personified that quarterback position and led the team. So I ain't trying to glaze him. I'm just pointing out what I see, like what so many other people want to do. Like he was able to do that. So
yeah, man, he did his thing. They all, that the Chiefs play well, and I really hope that like the true to life Chiefs fans and even just any Chiefs fan, I hope they don't take this too hard or too personal. Like, get these guys some grace, man. Like, first of all, you got to remember this: in these past 3 years, they've played 60 total football games.
Is actually, that's a lot.
Think about that. Yeah, that's your body should not be able to hold up for 60 football games. That's a lot. Like, they already play too many games, just regular season. Like, they shouldn't be playing 17 games a year anyway. But
where was it before? It was like 13.
They were playing 16. They were playing 16, but then they added a game, and they're talking about adding another one. But what they did was they did take away a preseason game and turn, because it used to be 4 preseason games. Now it's 3, and they just took one of those preseason games and turned it into a regular season game.
Regular. Got you.
Yeah. But I think at one point it was less than that, though. It wasn't 16, but
I thought it was like 14, something 15, maybe.
Might have been.
I don't know. But yeah, so it is. I know it's not as hard hitting as when I was playing Blitz, and I know Blitz, the pre-scene we turned the game on after the play that cut scene after the PlayStation symbol or whatever the game symbol came up. boy, they was knocking heads off. That got me so hyped, bro. I would sit there and throw the pillow up and tackle them on the couch, shit like that. That's when I was playing football too. So I see.
When you was the quarterback in 5th grade for the second grade team.
No, this is before pre-flag when I was padded up playing tackle. When I was like
playing tackle with the second graders.
No, I was like I didn't play with I played my age group, but I played the class down. And I remember I chased the kid down like 60 yards and tackled him about in the red zone. I was like, he's not about to score on me,
bro.
But we were the same age.
You were chasing. No, you're chasing.
We were the same age though. So
down.
It was just like I was in what was it, A, B, C? You know how they do that type shit.
I ain't never played in a low class.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I mean, I didn't play football growing up. I was on Class A team, and then they needed people on the Class B team. So I played my game, and then they had a game right after, and I played in the game right after too. So that was with the kids that were.
You were coming off the bench in the A game.
No, I started A game, bro.
And they put you in the B game.
Oh, this was. I could throw names out like it would matter, but it was fun. Put it like that. Yeah, they're like, we need. So me and the homie Jake, me and the other, we were what were we called? Just wideouts, I guess, back then. No, we were called something. It was some weird term, but yeah, we were basically receivers.
Okay.
And we both got to play in that game. And he's like, you try and take the heads off. I was like,
so here's the thing though, because you did say you chased somebody down. So that means they ran past you at one point.
Oh yeah, because I was on the other side of the field, you know, they hit a
cap.
All right.
Sounds like you touched dirt and then you had to get up.
This is Pee Wee League, so I don't even care. The fact that I'm talking about Pee Wee League highlights, I'm like 10, 11 years old. This did not count.
No, it didn't. But you can tell me your stats though, man. What was your stats?
No, it was, bro. I can't remember. I just remember start out. I'll tell you my positions. It was, I guess, I'm gonna just call it wideout. I was a wideout. I was a corner, and then there's one season I played running back for like 5 games. This was the season where we were playing farm boy teams. So all the kids were just huge white boys, just put it bluntly. And so I was the running back for the first 5 games, and then coach was like, "No, I paid you too small to be the running back," because I was getting lit up. But you know, I had heart. I was still a running back. But so he switched me to. I got receiver and corner, and so that's when I just stayed there. Never played running back again. Then I played quarterback in the flag league, and then played corner, receiver. I may have done a couple running plays or running back positions here and there, but then got to high school, was a freshman, second string cornerback. I might have been third string, so you know I didn't see the field, and then that was the end of my football career.
Your football career was a lot longer than I didn't play tackle football ever. I mean, like, you know, like the outside with the neighborhood kids, but like I never played organized tackle football. I played flag football. Like my dad coach, he made me play receiver, and then he put like this little white kid at quarterback. And then like he wasn't there. One game he wasn't there. I think he had to work or something. I can't remember what it was. So my mama had a coach, and she made me quarterback, and then put him at running back. And first of all, listen, I wasn't gonna ever be a football player. I wasn't great at throwing. My footwork is not great. I could catch. That's the one thing I will say. I was good at catching. My footwork just wasn't great. Now, as I got older, like, you know, we talked about that. I got better with my footwork and stuff like that. But my arm strength is not great. But the little white boy, he was a lot better as a running back. Because when we put him at running back, hey, I remember handing him off the ball one time. I remember he was juking everything, like, and leaving bodies, like people was dropping, like for real. Like, I mean, we like 8 years old, but like he's dropping people. And I'm like, man, it's like a little white kid. He had like a little bowl cut and stuff. Like, he was nice, bro. Little redhead kid. I could still kind of picture his face today. Like, he was dropping cats, bro. And then on defense, I played like safety. Yeah,
I played a little bit of safety.
Okay, so I did have a moment. So this is flag football. I was playing for the Y, so it was it's co-ed, and this girl, I ended up going to high school with her and stuff like that, middle school and high school. She's cool people. Like I still know her to this day, but she every now and then, like, we're friends on Facebook, so every now and then she'll post this picture where we was like flag football, because at one point we was on teams too. But she'll post this picture, repost it, and then the whole story. She has the whole story. Yeah. Long story short, she stiff armed me. I hit the ground. Okay, hit the ground. But hold on, girl. Hold on. Here's the thing, though. Her dad's real cool, but he's teaching. He was teaching. She was a running back, so like he was teaching her stuff. And she's a strong girl. I'll say that. She wasn't like heavy or nothing like that. Yeah. She's an athletic built. She's an athletic built girl. Yeah. You know what I mean? But she was really strong. Like, she was super strong. And bro, I remember it. But she used to bring that mug up. She always bring it up, and then like she's like, yeah, I stiff armed him. He hit the ground. I'm like, hey, listen, listen. It's flag football. So in flag football, you can't stiff arm. That's illegal. It's illegal. They didn't throw the flag.
Hey.
I'm running to. I remember. I can still remember it because that was a pretty embarrassing moment. So it sticks with me. I'm running. She's on the sideline, and I'm running to meet her at the angle on the sideline. I'm reaching down for the flags, and she sticks her arm out and she just makes contact with. She makes contact with my chest.
Okay.
Yeah, with my chest.
So your face.
No, not my face. No, she didn't do me like that. She didn't do me like that. She didn't Derrick Henry me. She just caught me in my chest. She caught me in my chest. Like, I'm reaching down for the flag. She caught me in my chest, and like I couldn't. And I ain't. It might be an excuse, but I swear, I promise you, I think she tied her flag. Like, you know how like you got the belt, but you can kind of like wrap it a little bit so that way it's harder to grab.
Absolutely.
I think she tied her flag because I was trying to grab it and it wouldn't pull, and then she like just stiff on me. I think she ran that mug to the house too. I think she got a tutty off. It was bad, bro. It was bad.
You got scored on by a girl.
Yeah, my dad was like,
she put a move on you and scored. Damn.
He used to bring it up too. He was like, I'm gonna get Alice on you. I'm like, yeah, chill.
Damn, chill, pops. You gonna hurt my self-esteem.
Alice, you can't do it today. I know that. No, I'm joking.
No. There was a season we played. We had a girl on the team. She was a linebacker. She was, I guess, solid, but no good or bad. I remember running her over. That was the one thing I did know how to put my shoulder down and run people over. And I did it to my friend. He was a considerably bigger dude than me. I did it to him once. The coach called him out. Never again did I run him over. That man smacked me every single time. And so, but he was smacking me and he would just laugh and just, give me like a pat on my shoulder pads or whatever. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm not. This man went to play for University of Utah, D1 linebacker. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, football was fun though growing up. I really enjoyed it until I hit high school, and then it was just like it was more politics involved in it at that point. And then
politics and hospitals.
Yeah, politics and medical bills.
Politics and policies. That's all it was.
Oh, yeah, politics and insurance policies, bro. So but yeah, we would travel. Like there was time when I was first started playing, we would travel down to KC every year for our bowl game, our championship game and stuff. So that was always fun, staying in the hotels with the team and shit, just running around causing havoc. But yeah,
that's what's up.
Speaking of running around causing havoc, this man Kendrick at the halftime show was kind of like Tasmanian devil.
Say Drake.
That
was great. Listen, man. Hey, look, I've been seeing so much about this halftime show, man. I've been seeing like there's people that love it. There's people like, oh, this is boring. This is the worst halftime show ever. Listen, I'm gonna just say this: And this is I've been thinking about this too. This is the kindest way I can say it. It's the nicest way I can say it. If you thought it was boring, you thought it was the worst, it's because it wasn't for you.
And bro, we had team meeting. First question they asked when we popped up, everybody popped up the screen. How'd you feel about halftime performance? I just went like this, just watching everybody, just smiling. I didn't say shit. Someone said like didn't like it. Another person said I liked it. I was surprised that he said that, but I was like, cool. But yeah, the person I expected to say didn't care for it. That's what they said.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I was like you said, it wasn't for you. But they did make a point. They're like the last 3 years have been a rap act. I don't know if I didn't fact check that, but I have felt like there's probably some truth to that. So
well, last year it was Rihanna.
Okay, yeah. So that's not rap at all.
What they don't like, why they're saying it's rap, because the last 3 years has been black people.
Yeah, exactly.
Now there was a Dr. Dre Super Bowl. That was when it was in LA.
Yeah,
it was in LA, and that was I forgot who was playing. Was that the year the Rams was playing? Was it the Rams and the Bengals? I can't remember, but it was that was the year that Dre brought out Snoop, Kendrick, Eminem, 50 Cent, like all those people. So that was a rap act. But then I think one year and then another year it was like J-Lo. So that's not a rap act.
See, I didn't even look it up. I was finna look it up in the moment, but I didn't. So yeah, how many people have you heard in person say they haven't liked it? Anybody?
Well, I haven't talked to anybody in person about it. I just seen it like all online, and it was just like, but some of the people that online that I saw, it was kind of shocking, but then not really. It was just more like, okay, I get it. So, okay, here we go. Before I get back to that, so we have Kendrick, then the one before that, which was last year, it was Usher, which is not a rapper. Then it was Rihanna, which is not a rapper. Then there was Dr. Dre, which is a rapper. Then there was The Weeknd, which is not a rapper. Then it was Shakira, which is not a rapper. That was in 2020. So, and then 2019, it was Maroon 5. 2018, it was Justin Timberlake. Lady Gaga in 2017. Coldplay. So we had to sit through these doggone, like Lady Gaga. Like I don't know any Lady Gaga songs like off the top of my head. So
Poker Face, that's it.
Poker Face, there we go. That one was solid. That's a solid song. But we've only had, if you're talking about like actual rappers, Kendrick and then Dr. Dre. And I'm only counting Dr. Dre because Snoop Dogg and all them performed with him when Dr. Dre's not really a rapper. He's more of a producer, but but The Weeknd, Shakira, Jennifer Lopez, Rihanna, and Usher are not rappers. So I mean, and then So I don't know. And then before that, you had a bunch of, like you said, they had Justin Timberlake and Lady Gaga and all them. So Coldplay and Maroon 5. So it wasn't for you, man. Like if you didn't enjoy the show, I will.
It was a halftime break, right?
Yeah. Go find something else to do. Shoot. If you didn't get it, oh well. There was a lot of things that I didn't catch. I had to watch it again after seeing some of the comments online, like on like the other messages and stuff like that, so I can pick up on it, because like I said, I had told you I went in there with a one-track mind on what I wanted to hear and what I wanted to see. I enjoyed everything because I knew all the songs. So I'm up here having my own performance, and everybody else on the couch like, what's going on? Like,
just enjoying it.
Yeah, right. This was for me.
Excuse me.
But
so what were you watching for your first time around?
So my first time around, I'm watching obviously because I just want to hear him say Drake's name on national TV, and I want to hear him do "Not Like Us."
I felt
that's the only thing. Like I enjoyed everything. I enjoyed the whole performance. I thought it was great, but I was like, as long as he does that, this is gonna be the best for me. Like I'm. If he doesn't do it, I don't care. I'm not gonna be hurt by it. I'm like, this is still a great performance. But if he does it, this is gonna let me know how real this was for him. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it was real. It was real because he said his name. He looked at him. Because he could have just performed the song and just not even have like did all the antics with it. Like him looking in the camera and smiling and saying it. Like that let me know, like, yeah, this was personal. That part was personal, at least. So
yes,
So,
absolutely.
yeah, but what were your thoughts though?
Yeah, so when he played Not Like Us, that was, and he looked in the camera, all that was cool. I didn't know if his chain, the lowercase a, was a subliminal shot for the A minor thing, or not. And then what else that's really all I caught. Or obviously Serena Williams crip walking, doing the sea walk. Saw that. I didn't know he dated SZA, so I didn't know having her come out was kind of like, oh, I'm performing with one of your exes.
Yeah.
I did know he dated Serena, so I kind of put that together there.
Yeah.
What else? After the performance, when the lights went out and it said game over, I felt that, that was just closing the chapter of the beef and everything, basically saying like, I'm wiping my hands of it, like there ain't nothing left to do. And yeah, so I don't know, I enjoyed the performance. People saying he was winded, like he couldn't catch his breath when he was performing, stuff like that. That might be true, but I was just more the fact, just watching the performance as a whole, the visual.
So here's the thing about that, right? That was the first thing I noticed, was that not that he was winded. The first thing I noticed was, and I told my brother, my brother was sitting right beside me on the couch when we was watching it, and I was like, bro, he's doing this without any backing tracks. So if you're not,
that's true.
If you're not familiar with musical performances, which I only learned this because of, when I was doing music, and then I do it with Sean and stuff like that, and Sean would break it down to me about like how these artists perform and stuff like that, and then I would start like looking at it, paying attention to it. It's not like some crazy science or something like that, but when you have seen performers perform, or you performed yourself or something like that, you understand how difficult that is. Like that takes a whole nother level of skill. So the fact that he performed at the Super Bowl without any backing track, yeah, that
there's
was
the homeboy mentioned that when we was watching it. He's like, this man's doing it without no vocal tracks. I was like, you're right, he is. And that's, like you said, that's wild.
He only had ad libs at best, because there wasn't ad libs the whole time. A lot of times, like when he would take a breath, it would be quiet. But he did it so well, because it's like, the people that are saying, oh, he was out of breath. No, you got to understand, he's performing. I went and looked at his set list. It's like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So he's performing 30 minutes and moving around and doing this whole storytelling. And doing the lyrics, and he's making adjustments on the fly if you're watching, because all those lyrics are not in the songs themselves. You know what I mean? Like some of those are adjusted for the performance. And he obviously he had to rehearse it, but to perform the Super Bowl without backing tracks. And then I saw somebody try to make fun of SZA. They was like, oh, she's lip singing. She wasn't lip singing. First of all, if you watch her, she didn't have any backing vocals either. She had ad libs too, but she was singing, because if you listen, if you've heard her verses on the songs, they don't sound anything like that. So she did some extra runs and stuff like that. And I'm not familiar with like the terminology for singing, but I know for a fact that she didn't have any backing vocals either. So I thought the whole thing was phenomenal, because again, to perform at the Super Bowl in front of all those people in a stadium, you can do that in a little open mic. You probably should do that at an open mic.
No, but you don't understand how many rappers do not do that at intimate venues. And that's another point. It's a rapper, and the fact that it's Kendrick, it's like he's lyrical, so he has a lot of substance when he's rapping. So the fact he did all that without no backing tracks, that's major props. That's insane.
And it might be a little controversial that I say this. I don't know that anybody really cares like that, but I'm just gonna say it. Rapping without backing tracks is a lot harder than singing without backing tracks. And the only reason why I say that is because, like you said, rapping is all about like a rhythm, right? It's all about a rhythm and cadence. Singing, you can get off. You can get off a little bit. If you can sing, if you got a great voice,
you can
carry it and just be like, all right, this can be where your breath is. But in rapping, it's all about, because a lot of times when you're performing, you're not really just memorizing your lyrics. It's a feel, right? So like when he's rapping his lyrics, it's got to hit in a certain spot for it to make sense, or for it to, you know what I mean? Like it's very, like you said, he's a very lyrical person, so it's all structured a certain way. And so like trying to rap without backing vocals and still hitting all those marks, it takes a lot of talent. It takes a lot of practice and exercise and working it out. But I that was the first thing I noticed when he came out there, because I was like, oh man, yeah, he's serious about this. Like this is not just, you know, some performance. Like this is he's trying to make a point. Like right now, like I really do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like this ain't no game. So how do you feel? So you said you enjoyed all the tracks that he played, and you were performing basically with them. How do you feel about the others? Because there's a lot of criticism going around saying, like, well, I've seen, I love Kendrick, but he didn't play none of his hits, or he didn't play songs to appease to the masses or to get you up, and like he played all this. Basically, he played, you know, the album cuts more or less.
This is where, when I said I had to go watch it again, because like I said, I know all those songs, so I enjoyed them all.
Yeah.
Those actually, the songs that he played are the ones I play in the car. I play them bugs every day, especially GNX, all the GNX songs. So, but after seeing like all the breakdowns and stuff like that, and then going back and watching again, that was the point. So like I was watching, like, oh, this is the story. This is the point. So Uncle Sam, for those of you that are not familiar with Uncle Sam, first of all, Uncle Sam was played by Samuel L. Jackson. Yes. If you haven't watched Django, then you will understand why this is also a correlation. It's no shot at Samuel L. Jackson. He's an actor. But if you've seen his character in Django, then you will understand why this is also pretty interesting that he chose Uncle Sam outside of his name being Samuel. It was still interesting, right? So Uncle Sam is US, right? We want you. And the first thing that one of the first things that Uncle Sam says is, welcome to the American game. Okay. So Kendrick comes out and he's playing the American game. Okay. This is all a game. This is what it is. It's the American game. That's what the show is. Kind of like Squid Games. Okay. All right. So that's kind of the setup of this. Okay. So Kendrick comes out and he's rapping an unreleased song from GNX. That's what I'm hearing, right? Because I didn't know what song that was, but I know that the initial beat was Whacked Out Murals, but he didn't rap Whacked Out Murals. He rapped an unreleased song from GNX. So he raps that, and then he goes into, I forgot the whole set list, but he goes into his next few songs or whatever. That are I think they're GNX cuts, and Uncle Sam stops him and says, "You're being too loud. You're being too reckless. You're being too ghetto. Give the people what they want." Right. And so then he immediately jumps into Humble and DNA, which Humble actually, I guess he's like the first rapper to go double diamond for Humble. Okay. I didn't realize that song was that big. I like that song, but I didn't realize it was that big. But so then he plays Humble and then he plays, I forgot, he plays something else after that. I think that's when he might have jumped in with SZA. But he did that. And then he was like, oh, there you go. So Uncle Sam was like, there you go. That's what the people want. Way to slow it down. Like now you're playing the game. Now you know what I'm saying? Now you're doing what America wants you to do. Yeah. You're doing what the people want you to do. That's the stuff that people want to hear. All right. But then he did Man at the Garden. Now I heard an interesting take on this, which I didn't even think about, which it made sense though. He did Man at the Garden, and then it was like a street lamp. And somebody said the premise of Man at the Garden was him rapping at a cemetery. That's what the garden is. And that's why he had everybody behind him that was in all white. Because he said they was like, I mean, he had people that was in blue, there was people that was in red, but he chose all the people that were in all white. So this is him rapping at a cemetery with all the dead homies. Okay. Which is interesting because I didn't count how many people were back there, but I remember on one of the songs, Kendrick said, he was like, I lost too many friends, 16 to be specific. So I want to go back and count to see how many was back there when he was. But so then he did that, and then Samuel Jackson comes back and says, "Oh, you brought your homeboys with you." He's like, "That's a cultural cheat code. Deduct 1 point." Which or no, he said deduct 1 life. And so somebody said when he says deduct 1 life, that means you kill one of them. So now when his home, when he lost a homeboy or whatever.
Okay.
And so then he jumps back into something else. I forgot what it was. I got to go back and get it. My timeline might be messed up. But then Samuel Jackson comes back and says, "You're almost there." Well, he jumps in and talks about Not Like Us. He's like, "I want to play their favorite song, but people like to sue." That was obviously a shot at Drake.
Yeah.
But then he gets into it, and Uncle Sam comes back and says, "You're almost there. You're doing a good job. We're almost there. We're almost finished the game." And then Not Like Us beat comes on, and he's like, "Oh, here we go." Basically like, you're gonna mess it all up. And so he does Not Like Us. He ends it with TV off. Still shot at Drake or shot at really anybody, not just Drake, because at this point it could be a shot at anybody. Just say like, you don't like what I'm doing, just turn your TV off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be here. Turn your TV off, and then it says game over, right? So that's basically the gist of some of the things that I saw. There were some more intricate things that I'm leaving out, obviously, but that, and then obviously he says the line. Kendrick says the line. He was like, "This time the revolution will be televised. You got the right time with the wrong guy." And then all that stuff. So sorry, that was
I appreciate the breakdown because I wasn't going to look none of that up. I saw there's hella posts and breakdowns on it. I probably wasn't going to watch any of it.
There's a variety of them.
Yeah. Damn.
It's a story. It was a story. So like everything he does, yeah. And so that's why and I know this about him now after listening to my introduction to Kendrick was some of I think Section 80.
Yeah.
Section 80. And I heard at that time I had only known I heard a few songs from like Overly Dedicated, but he had stuff prior to that.
There's Section 80 that
yeah, but that was my introduction. And then when that hyped me up for when Good Kid, Mad City came out. And when I listened to Good Kid, Mad City, and I listened to it like 2 or 3 times before I realized, I'm like, because this gave me the inspiration for when I did my first project. I was like, oh, this repeats. So like when the album ends, it's starting at the beginning.
Gotcha.
When they do the prayer at the very end, but that's the prayer they're saying at the very beginning. So this album it's a movie. It starts with the end. It starts with, and then it shows how he got there. It's basically like that. When we watch BET movies and they be like, "Bet you wondering how we ended up here." Well, this is how. And then he takes you through this whole timeline of how they ended up here and ended up in this, this moment of saying prayer and stuff like that, and all the stuff that took place prior to that. So, and he does that in all his projects. He's telling a story. He's just telling a story. To Pimp a Butterfly was a poem. So I didn't realize this. Like they were like, somebody said that Good Kid, Mad City was a movie. He did all the forms of art or media, right? Good Kid, Mad City was supposed to be depicted as a movie. To Pimp a Butterfly was a poem. Damn was something. I forgot what it was. But they're all like different forms of art.
Okay.
In the way that they're structured. And when I started looking back at them, I was like, oh. And so the Super Bowl performance, when you understand what he does and how he crafts his,
his projects,
then you understand that this Super Bowl was not just a performance. It was a story.
Okay.
There's even symbolism in the American flag,
And he had the American flag there.
Yeah. So that they had a whole breakdown about that, like how he had, first of all, there was people that was like, oh, there's a bunch of white dancers, but there's no white dancers in this whole performance. And then somebody commented, was like, well, if I remember correctly, y'all want to get rid of DEI, right? So no.
Yeah.
but he had all black dancers, and they were dressed in red, white, and blue, and they made the American flag. And he stood in the center of the American flag, which was supposed to show the divide in America.
Okay.
Right? Because when he was in the center of it, everybody had their backs to each other. Yeah, they were split and they all had their backs to each other. But it was also showing that they said that their breakdown was the reason why he had all black people doing it is because it was showing that, one, we are a part of America as well, and that this country was built on black folks and our culture, and just making that correlation. So
okay. I'm assuming that this is like you said, there's layers to it. So this is only the tip of the iceberg. Really.
Oh yeah, there's probably so much more. Like I said, these are the things that I was reading online after, and then I had to go back and watch it and see it myself. Like, oh, okay, I see what they're talking about. I see why you would say that. So
yeah. He had everyone on national TV at the Super Bowl singing along with him, not like us, A minor, all that. But Drake himself, he was also in his own performance in front of a pretty much almost stadium sized crowd. They all singing his lyrics. So in the end, do you think he's feeling the fire of the Super Bowl, or do you think he's ignoring it?
It's interesting that you said that,
because he did come out with all the bullet holes.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he's obviously feeling it just from that standpoint.
So
yeah, because it's like, dude, it's not that deep. It was a rap battle. You just lost it. Like, cut it out, dude.
Bullet hole, smoke coming out.
So here was a this little clip real quick. So it was funny. This is during Super Bowl weekend. This is while Drake is in Australia, apparently.
Oh, that's where he's at, Australia.
Yeah, he decided to do a tour in Australia during the Super Bowl. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. So
he not like us.
So he's still getting it. He's still getting it.
I saw another one where he was staying at some club, and some they were like couple moves over singing Kendrick song. He looking like, God damn.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you can't do nothing about it. I mean, this was a heck of a 2-week run right here, with the Grammys and then the Super Bowl. I mean, it made for a lot of great content. Let's say that.
It did. Hell of content.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's just like, look, I don't know. I just think it for me, like I said, it was exciting because like I've always been big on, like, man, I felt like rap was getting real weird. Like the stuff that people were making famous or saying that was good, I just didn't agree with. And so like now just to see this, so like, to see Kendrick do this, it's like, man, all right, this is what I've been waiting on,
Yeah.
And it feels good. It feels good because like the uncomfortable feeling that folks get when they said that they didn't like it or they thought it was boring or this, that, and other, and they felt uncomfortable. They couldn't understand what he was saying and what he was talking about. It felt good because, and here, this is why, because for too long, I felt like with all the nonsense that was coming out, people were like mocking us.
Yeah.
I feel like our culture was being mocked.
That's absolutely correct. Yeah, it was being mocked it was like during the SoundCloud rapper era. I think it was getting mocked heavily.
Yeah. Everybody became a rapper and they would just say whatever they wanted, and people, the masses would make them famous. And they would keep saying what they wanted, and it would just get more and more ignorant. I mean, until it hit a boiling point with Tekashi, right? Like Tekashi made. I'm not mad at these folks because they were just making money and making content, really. And so I'm not mad at it, but it was just like it kind of made me feel some type of way because I love hip hop. I love rap. You know what I mean? Like, I do my thing in it, but it's kind of discouraging because it's just like, I mean, like I want to hear some real stuff. Like what I grew up on. I understand that things evolve, and I remember Kadam, they was on here that time when he was talking about, the evolution. But I don't think all change is good change. I don't agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. I'm at it's. I mean, it kind of hurts to say, but I'm at the point where it's like I used to be more open minded when it came to new rappers and stuff like that. What was coming out, but now it's just like that's not the case at all. I like what I like, and I look at this new shit like, what the heck? Like, what is this? Like,
yeah,
kind of like you said, it feels as getting mocked, but it's so far removed from what I truly enjoy about it. It's like, damn, Like, how can you rally for? How can you truly rally for it if this is the direction that it's going? You know.
Yeah, and that's all it is. Like, I don't like the mocking of hip hop. Like, there are different, like, all hip hop don't have to be that. Yo, I was walking outside in the, like, it don't have to be that. But I'm saying, like, don't mock it, man. Like, because this is, at the end of the day, this is like one of the aspects of our culture, and it's like, it just feels like people can take aspects of our culture and just mock it. You know what I mean? And just make fun of it and make money off of it on top of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we were younger, we used to talk about like Soulja Boy and be like, oh man, you know, ha ha ha. But you know what? It's still our culture. Like, the music he made, it might have not have been the most lyrical, but it was the
still
dance part of it. Like, it was the fun, the dance, the partying aspect of it. Just like, you know, when our parents were younger and they had their, you know, version of a hip hop where it was like more dance and not as lyrical. Kendrick's the lyrical. You got Wiz Khalifa and Currency and even Snoop, where they do like more of like the chill, like, you know, relax, like we just vibing type thing. You know what I mean? Then you got one of my favorites, Big Sean, where it's like more like the swag style of it. Then you got Wale, who's more of the poetic side of it, which I'm not a fan of Wale, but I respect that part of it as aspect. And then you got the J. Cole's, who's more of like, I'm just giving you this logical
knowledge darts.
Yeah, boom, boom. I'm hitting you with all this stuff, you know. And then, like you said, we got Kendrick, who's like the lyrical mastermind. I'm painting pictures of a life, right? You know what I mean? So there's aspects of it, whereas I think that wasn't being respected anymore, where I think people were just coming up with anything. Like, Ice Spice made a song called Fart or something like that.
Oh yeah, Poopy or something. I don't know.
Poopy. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that's mocking. Like, that's not, you're not even trying.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Don't play with me like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
have you seen oh boy, something Blunts, Dave Blunts or something like that? The man that performs with the oxygen mask.
Oh, I seen some clips of him. I haven't heard any of his music.
Yeah, though. that feels like a whole parody within itself.
Really?
Yeah, but I guess he's genuine about it, but it just feels like a parody.
But I don't like, that's what I'm saying. That's the part I don't like. And, you know, I think it can come off as like I'm starting to turn into a grumpy old head, or I'm hating or something like that. But no, I just don't like that, because it's not adding anything to the art form. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, no matter how you feel about any of the artists I just named, they all added something to hip hop. Because for what it's worth, Soulja Boy made it cool to utilize the internet to promote your music and do all the things. You know what I mean? Like, Chance the Rapper, I was not a fan of his, but he made a way to be one of the, you know, like I can be an independent artist and do what I want, but I can, you know, do rap in this way. You know, Kendrick made it cool to get back to storytelling and talk about the gritty sides of his environment and make it mainstream. You know, like they all added something to it. Like, the stuff that some of the younger generations are doing, it's not adding anything to hip hop. It's just poking fun at it. Like you said, it's parody. Like, it's not, you're not even taking it serious, you know. And I can't get with that, man. I can't.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
Like you said, before we start sounding like the grumpy old heads, let's hop into this Wiki Game.
For sure. Let's do it.
Shit. We start at Super Bowl.
Big as the what? Big as the Super Bowl.
Fuck the big three. It's just big meat.
As soon as I type in Super Bowl, it brings up the Chiefs score. It's kind of dope though, because it does like the little fireworks and stuff.
Yeah. All right, Super Bowl. What we're gonna go to? Super Bowl. Let's go to Titanic.
Bet.
Yep.
You see the page, or do you need me to pull it up for you?
I see it.
All right, bet. All right, bet. Okay. All right.
You got Super Bowl. Yep.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Wiki. Titanic. Oh, I already know how to get there.
You do?
Yeah. You made this easy.
Oh shit.
I'm not even gonna say anything.
You just gonna get there?
Yeah, I'm just gonna get there. Let me see if I'm real quick.
I have an idea.
Let's
do this. Hey, you know, Tubi was broadcasting, was streaming it. How did they get the rights to stream it?
Probably because it's old.
Because it's old.
Yeah,
it's free though. I didn't watch it on there.
I mean, here we go. I forgot what I was gonna say. Don't matter. Okay.
Big as the what? Big as the Super Bowl.
I see it. I
told you it was gonna be easy, man.
Yeah.
Because we had already just talked about it.
What?
Remember how we was talking about Samuel Jackson being Uncle Sam and being in Django? You know who else was in Django?
Leo DiCaprio.
Leo. You know what Leo was in?
Titanic.
So you can kind of figure out where I went from there. So
that was slick. I was looking for the movie through a television. So that was slick. Okay.
Titanic film. That's where I ended up, was the Titanic film, and then I got Titanic. Leonardo DiCaprio, Django Unchained, Samuel Jackson, Super Bowl. What is this? 59. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And then Super Bowl. Light work.
That was extremely light work.
Yeah. Damn. Once I thought about it, I was like, oh shoot, this is easy.
Yeah, I was looking for a list of movies.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're gonna take a long time.
Yep. Where was I at? Here. I was at movie, film, feature film, television show, television broadcaster, Super Bowl. So yeah, it was going after getting to movie. That was a big ass pool to be looking in. I'm going to try to find a list.
A list of movies.
That's so long.
That's crazy. Yeah, that is really crazy. I guess you had to go to T.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dang.
Like pray. But good stuff. Congrats. It's 4-1.
Yeah, that's redemption.
Yeah,
for the Chiefs.
True that.
It's a blowout.
I mean, I would have redeemed them as well.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man, let us know what y'all think about y'all feelings and thoughts on the Super Bowl as a whole.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl halftime show. Maybe how Drake might feel after the fact that the biggest diss track ever was played at the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I personally enjoyed it, the whole thing. So mine's getting the ass whooping, but it was a good experience overall.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it would have been better if the Chiefs had won, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Y'all let us know what y'all think, like Rick said.
For sure.
And if you say you don't like it, your comments getting deleted and you getting blocked.
We not with the Zuck. We still censoring shit over here.
We are censoring it. We censoring all of it. You're getting blocked. You're getting deleted. You're getting reported. I'm shutting your channel down. Whatever you got.
Man, just know. Be on the lookout.
Yeah. All disrespect, like Rick said last week. But y'all let us know, man. Tap in with us, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell so we can go. And yeah. This has been another week of the Rick and Jordy Podcast. I'm one half of your host, Jordy.
And I'm the other half of your host, Rick.
And we're gonna catch y'all next week. Oh, and happy Valentine's Day. I know this will be out afterwards, but happy Valentine's Day to all y'all. Peace out.